Good evening. I, Abhinav Singh, welcome you all on behalf of the entire CIMP family for today's function. Before we start, I take this opportunity to brief our honorable guest of the day about our institute, a brainchild of our honorable Chief Minister, Shri Nitish Kumar, who also happens to be the chairman of the Board of Governors of the institute. CIMP was established in 2008 as an autonomous institute on the line of IIMs with the active support and help from the government of Bihar to resurrect the educational glory of Bihar. Recently, CIMP has secured position in the top 125 management institution in the country under the NIRF ranking 2022 conducted by Ministry of Education, Government of India. Now let me introduce our chief guest for the day, Ms. Akriti Verma. She is the co-founder of Open Growth. Now, may I invite our honorable guest, Ms. Akriti Verma, to deliver her address. Ma'am, please enlighten us with your knowledge and experience.
Thank you, Abhinav. I'll just share my screen and start with today's session. So, as you all know, today's topic is growth mindset. Let me start sharing my screen first. Okay, so today's topic is growth mindset and entrepreneurship. Just a brief about myself. I'm Akriti Verma, co-founder, director, Open Growth. Open Growth is a one-stop platform for entrepreneurs. We have a virtual collaboration platform. We have entrepreneurial services. We have a panel of mentors, and we have entrepreneurial courses. So we started this in 2020. A brief about my professional career. So I did my MCA from Pune University. I have worked with companies like Hexaware, Cognizant, Barclays, and EY, Ernst & Young. And then I did my executive education program from IIM Bangalore. And then I started my venture, Open Growth, in 2020. So this was a brief introduction about myself. So I would like to know that entrepreneurial opportunity in India is on the boom. Can anyone tell me why? So, okay, I'll take this. So entrepreneurial ecosystem in India has become extremely favorable. India is the third largest startup ecosystem in the world with 81,000 government recognized startups. With 107 unicorns, India minted around 19 unicorns in 2022 itself and entered into Unicorn Club with US and China. India will have 1 lakh startups by 2025, and we'll have an economy of 10 trillion. So, which is it is going on a exceptional growth. In the last year, India, the startups raised around 0.6 billion. But this year itself, we raised around 3.5 billion, which is around 600% growth in the funding sector. So we can see that India is growing at an exceptional rate. So what is the major reason of Indian economy growth in terms of startup? One is because of innovation. Indians have a lot of innovation. Whenever they have an idea, they come up with a startup, and the government is also favoring it. I have an example of Blinkit. Blinkit is very famous in metros. They deliver grocery within 10 minutes. 10 years back, we didn't imagine that groceries can be delivered within 10 minutes. I need something, I can just blink it and I can get it. It is just because of innovation and right mindset. So innovation is the key to in nowadays. Secondly, government policy. You know that nowadays government is supporting startup in every way possible. We have Startup Bharat, Startup India, Atal incubation centers. Every colleges has incubation centers these days, and they support startups, their incubatees in all the way possible. So apart from that, we have a lot of exposure. You know, Shark Tank India. Shark Tank India is coming on the television. Everybody is aware of it. Thousands of startups come pitch for their funding. They raise funds there. It is all over the ecosystem, be it social media, be it print media, be it television. So that is getting a lot of recognition, and it is now a buzzword. India is a booming economy. Booming economy means we have a lot of purchasing power, we have a lot of requirements. So whenever there is an innovation, there is a unique product in the market, we tend to buy it because we have the purchasing power and we have the need as well. So we do that. Few years back, the customer service and tech was a challenge basically. But nowadays, we are ourselves a tech pioneer in the world. So we do not lack in anything. That is why the startup industry is growing exponentially. So can any one of you tell me top 3 unicorns in India? Anyone from the audience? Okay. So I would like to have an interactive session so that it will be easier for me to understand if you guys are understanding. So as you can see, Byju's is the most highest valued startup in India as of April 2022. It is valued as 22 billion. Then comes Swiggy with 10.7 billion. If you can see, Dream 11 is also one of the unicorns. 10 years down, before, we didn't think that a gaming startup can get into the unicorn club. But if you can see, we have startups from across the industry. So startups are all across areas. It is not industry specific or technical. It is only related to technical. No, it's not like that. It is across the vertical. Since 2022, Games24, again a gaming company, then Elastic Run, Cred Avenue, LiveSpace came into picture. They have also joined the unicorn club. Do you know what is a unicorn? Anyone, if you can answer? So, no. Okay, so a unicorn is a privately owned firm with market capitalization of around USD 1 billion. So that is what a unicorn is. So all these companies in front of your screen are a unicorn. As I told you about entrepreneurship, it is a buzzword these days, but becoming a successful entrepreneur is not a cakewalk. It requires a lot of shift in mindset. The first and foremost is growth mindset, which we'll be talking about today. So growth mindset is all about curious to learn and hungry to win. Curious to learn means you are curious. You are not restricting yourself that, okay, this is my area, this is what I want, this is I have learned, and I am not willing to learn anything else. So you have to keep on learning, keep on evolving, keep on learning from your mistakes. Then only you will be able to become a person with a growth mindset. And with growth mindset, you will be able to become a successful entrepreneur. Then comes hungry to win. Hungry to win is like resilience. You should have that resilience power. Resilience means if you while you are learning a lot of things, while you are you have to strive, you have to reach to a certain level, you will definitely fail a lot of times. You will definitely have hardships, you will have a lot of failures, but to come back with that failure, to learn from that failure is what resilience is all about. So hungry to win, you have to win, but with those learnings. This is growth mindset. We'll be dealing with it, and I'll be giving you examples at a later stage. So the second is communication. So why is communication important for an entrepreneur? Because as an entrepreneur, you need to talk to a wide variety of people. Firstly, you have to talk to investors, because without investment, you won't be able to run your company. To run your company, you have to talk to investors. And if you have to talk to investors, you need to be confident. If you are not confident, the investor will not take interest in your company at all. You should be confident on your product, on your idea. If you are not, then why will the investor give any his time on your product? Secondly, you may have to talk to a lot of potential clients. And it is said that airports have a radar. Similarly, an entrepreneur should also have a radar, just trying to gauge where can I get my customers, where can I get my investors. They should be always alert in that sense and willing to communicate with confidence. Then comes strategic thinking. You have to read the market signals. You have to identify the patterns and opportunities, because nobody will come and tell you, okay, this is the opportunity. You can think about it. You can do something for it. This will be a very rare case scenario, but you have to be alert. You have to identify opportunities if you have to become an entrepreneur. And basically, you have to solve a problem if you are an entrepreneur. Just take any problem in your day-to-day life and try to solve it. I will give you an example of Uber. आज से 5-6 साल पहले, like not 5-6 साल पहले, 10 साल पहले, we used to go to bus stand or I'll say road पे जाके we used to stop autos or taxis and all that, and then but बारिश हो रही होती है, then we do not have anything. We have to wait shade में या फिर something like that. But now what we have to do, we just have to book an Uber or Ola. It comes to your doorstep and it will drop you till your to your destination. How was it solved? Because somebody identified the problem and solved it. So many people are getting benefit out of it. So Uber is one of the successful companies in the list. Now, going forward, networking. Network is your greatest asset. Meet like-minded people, identify your team, and find customers. Because initially, when you start your company, you cannot go to the market and seek people or ask people to join your company until and unless you know them. Because trust is the major factor in the initial phase of your company. And when you have network, when you do a proper networking, then you may find your co-founder, you may find people with similar interest who will join your company, and you can trust them for that. You should be open to feedback. You need to stay humble and accept that your idea of the perfect vision of your product may not resonate with potential customers. There will be a lot of chances that your product or your idea is not what a customer wants, or it needs some changes. It needs some updation. You shouldn't obsess with your product. There should be always a change. You should be adaptive enough. So I'll give you an example of Myntra. A few years back, Myntra used to sell clothes. Now also it does. But that time they did not had that size chart with them, or दो दिन की delivery नहीं होती थी. But now they have adapted to the feedback. They have changed their pattern. अभी वहां पे size chart होता है, so that अगर मुझे कपड़ा लेना है, I can go there, I can identify what size will suit me, and then I can opt for it. पहले ये नहीं था, so people used to be very skeptical to buy clothes from Myntra. But now we are buying every day, day in and day out. We buy it from Myntra. So Myntra didn't obsess कि नहीं ऐसे ही रखना है. They did evolve, they did change. The next thing is functional skills. Of course, you need experience and expertise in the area of your venture. If it is a niche domain, अगर आप delivery जैसी company में आते हो, then you need to know about logistics. You need to know about a supply chain. Otherwise, it will suffer. Or you can learn about it, that is for sure. But yeah, experience and expertise does matter. Moving on, what exactly growth mindset is? We were talking about it on our previous slide. So growth mindset deals with 4 mantras. It is dedication, hard work, love for learning, and resilience. Love for learning is breaking inertia. Let's say you are 40 years old. I know you guys are learning right now, but I'm just giving you an example. And someone told you that you need to learn this. You need to do something about it. But you said, नहीं अभी तो इतना दिन हो गया, आप क्या सीखना है, अब नहीं सीखना है. Then you are not learning. You are not striving. You need to learn. You need to break the inertia for it. And for anything, I need to be dedicated enough, hardworking enough. As a startup owner, I cannot work a 9 to 5 and say कि हाँ चलो मेरा company चल जाए अच्छे से. I need to, like, even if I'm not working, I should think about it. I should be focused कि मुझे क्या चाहिए, मेरा क्या timeline है और क्या होना चाहिए. And while doing that, I will have to be like adaptive enough. I need to be resilient enough कि मैं अपने गलतियों से सीखूं and to make a better and better product in the years to come. So here are a few examples of fixed mindset. Fixed mindset avoid challenges, shy away from things you know don't know, and they do not carry out any action without seeking approval. Whereas growth mindset में they view challenges as opportunities और acknowledge करते हैं and their weakness को. अगर मेरा कोई weakness है, for example, I am not good at sales, but I am an entrepreneur. What will I do? I will learn. I will have a mentor with me. I will try to learn and adapt. मैं बहुत सारा videos देखूंगी. I will do something about it. And ये situation नहीं आएगा कि I don't know sales, so I will hire a salesperson and he will only deal with it. I will learn it myself. And I will prioritize. That is what prioritize learning over seeking approval. And I will focus on the journey and not the end result. I will talk about it later also, but the journey is important. Sorry. As a scientific evidence, it has been scientifically approved that your intelligence, talent, abilities do not necessarily stop growing after you grow up. It keeps on evolving. उसी को brain plasticity बोलते हैं. And when you train your brain, when you keep on learning, it grows. वो बहुत flexible हो जाते हैं, and learning power जो होता है, learning curve जो होता है, it keeps on increasing. Fixed mindset में क्या होता है? Imposter syndrome होता है. Imposter syndrome क्या होता है? That I can do it, but I do not have that confidence that I will be able to do it. To break that barrier, we need to inculcate growth mindset. नहीं तो fixed mindset में तो I will believe that okay, I have born with this, I have been born with these qualities, and यही हूँ मैं. I won't be able to improve. This is what I am, and this is fixed mindset. And with fixed mindset, I won't be able to grow. In every individual, there will be a few things जहाँ पे fixed mindset होता है, जहाँ पे growth mindset होता है. But growth mindset is a part which we have to foster. We have to grow so that जब हम लोग entrepreneurship पे आते हैं, या be it any other part of your activity also, पढ़ाई में भी, then only you will succeed. So basically, if an opportunity is given to you, it is not a chance to fail. It is an opportunity to grow. If you understand this line, you will be able to succeed. So, okay. So how to achieve a growth mindset? Success doesn't come easily. It comes like people knows, okay, you are a successful person, but what goes underneath is persistence, your failure, sacrifice, disappointment, discipline, hard work, बहुत सारा डांट, dedication and whatnot. So इतनी सारी चीजों को sustain करना, इतनी सारी चीजों को go through करना, and तब जाके इंसान successful हो पाता है, जो कि नॉर्मल लोग नहीं देख पाते हैं. What they see is that okay, this person is successful. अरे उसने इतनी $1 billion की कंपनी बना ली. But these are the things which is important and which is a part of their journey. So there are few points for you guys to implement in your own life so that you start inculcating a growth mindset. So first is a challenge is an opportunity. अगर कोई भी challenge आता है आपकी life में, or in your let's say I do not have a finance background, and I see that there are some issues in projected budget and company evaluation. What will I do? I just cannot go to a CA and just say okay, please tell me ki kya kya hai. I will also have to learn that, because until and unless I learn, I will not be able to gauge if that person is telling me correctly or not. There will be a chance. So as an entrepreneur, you have to be very, very alert, and you need to learn everything. You need to have knowledge of everything. Basic knowledge of everything is important for an entrepreneur to run their company. So take challenge as an opportunity. Then process is more important than end result. let's say आज से 2 साल बाद का मेरा है कि I will be a $100 million company. So if I just focus on that कि मेरी company $100 billion की बन जाती है and I'm not learning what I'm doing right now, I'm not enjoying what I'm doing right now, then it's a waste because end result के इसलिए के चिंता में I will be in depression, I will have a lot of anxiety, I will be like irritated all the time. I won't be able to enjoy the process nor learn from it. So we need to enjoy the process also. End result का तो ध्यान रखना ही है, but we need to identify and we need to enjoy the process as well. Then talent isn't what makes a genius, hard work is. So let's say there is a person who is talented enough, but he's not working on it. He is doing nothing about it. Then his or her talent is a waste. Uska koi use hi nahi hai. It is not getting utilized at all. Whereas a person, usme utna talent, like he is not genius, but he is hardworking. He will keeps on practicing. He will keeps on practicing, and then one day will come whereas he will be sufficient enough to do that task very efficiently and in a positive manner. So hard work, like I told you earlier also, is very important to start inculcating growth mindset. Then while you are learning, while you are reflecting, you need to reflect what you did, what was your past, what did you learn from it. So reflect. This is the mantra you need to adopt, because there will be a lot of challenges, or I'll say there will be a lot of positivity also, which you may have to apply it in a later stage of your life, जो कि आपने पहले सीखा है. If you just leave it कि हाँ ठीक है सीखा है and you do not reflect on it, then it's of no use again. So whatever you learn, positive or negative, आगे जाके उसका यूज करना ही है. And for that you need to reflect, you need to identify, you need to like make a note of it कि ये applicable है, this is a good thing and I will apply it in my later stage of life और company के progress में. Then people mistakes are valuable learning resource. Like there are numerous entrepreneurs जिन्होंने अपने entrepreneurial के career में बहुत सारी गलतियां की हैं, and उन गलतियों से we can learn a lot. So you have library with you, you have internet with you, so it is just a text away. Just type it on Google, you will get numerous resources with with entrepreneurial journeys of successful entrepreneurs कि पहले कैसे उन लोगों ने अपना venture में setbacks हुए, then how they succeeded. So you need to know, you need to get into that. Walt Disney का example है. Walt Disney didn't succeed in the initial phase. There was a lot of failures and hardship, but now you know Walt Disney is a $1 billion company these days. They have an innovative idea. They do anything and everything in innovation. So you can learn from it. Any questions until now for growth mindset? Please ask questions, that will be helpful. Okay. So moving ahead. So I will give you an example of Nike. Nike's slogan is just do it. Just do it itself is a growth mindset. And they claim that they are a growth company. They started in 1964 and the valuation of Nike is $182.34 billion as of today. So what makes Nike as a growth mindset a pioneer, or I'll say they follow growth mindset? Something happened. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, just a second, something happened.
Yeah, no, sir.
Yeah, okay. So what is the belief of Nike? Innovation, great performance, sustainability, and customization. So Nike believes in this. Their major, I'll say, cutting edge thing is their innovation. In order for a company to continue to retain these values, it's essential for a business to adapt and change with times. People, logon ka taste in shoes changes as there are years go by. We learn that new materials are stronger and can perform better. आज से 15 साल पहले जो शूज था वो अगर उसी टेक्नोलॉजी का उसी मटेरियल का शूज अभी भी अगर होता तो वी विल नॉट यूज इट because this is that shoes has not been evolved. But what they have done, they are continuously upgrading themselves. They have an innovation lab. वहाँ every day, every month वहाँ पे innovation चलते रहता है. As a company that wants to stay relevant and satisfy their customers must adapt and remove older ideas and concepts that no longer apply. This behavior is similar to growth mindset. So if you have to have growth mindset, you need to adapt to it. I have another example of Nike Fly Days. Nike Fly Days is a type of shoes which they have invented. And it was because of one person in the US, and that person had Down syndrome. वो अपना shoes का lace अच्छे से नहीं बांध सकता था. So what he did, he wrote a letter to Nike that I am facing this issue. Can you solve my problem? So what Nike did, they took 10 years to come up with a new technology, but they did it. And the innovation is Nike Fly Days. So I will show you a small video clip, how Nike connect with their customers and identify the problems and opportunities.
From day one, runners have taken their sport rather seriously. Once things got a little better organized, people started taking notes, analyzing how they ran and how they could run even faster. Today at Nike, we know even more. We developed one of the most sophisticated sport research labs in the world to let us see, in detail, the peculiarities of style, the dynamics of foot strike. And at Nike, we're putting that knowledge to work, making shoes that actually help athletes to run faster and safer. Why do we go to so much trouble? Well, it may be the 20th century and all that, but there are still people out there who run as if their life depended on it.
So this was a small video ad which Nike presented. That shows कि वो कितने हर तरीके से सीखना चाहते हैं. Like पहले कैसे लोग भागते थे, उसके बाद किस टाइप से उन लोग भागते थे, and अगर वो shoes होगा तो किस टाइप से होगा, so that they will be able to get benefit out of it. This was all about Nike. The another live example of growth mindset is Jack Ma. You must be aware who is Jack Ma. Jack Ma is the founder of Alibaba. Alibaba is the world's largest e-commerce company. And their tagline is, if not me, who? This proverb itself shows a sense of ownership. Like, I'm the one who I'll be able to give you all the required e-commerce requirement you have. Jack Ma was the creator of the powerful e-commerce store Alibaba, but his story is a prime example of growth mindset. How? Because he had already experienced a great deal of failures in his early life. He failed his college entrance thrice, and he was turned down by Harvard University 10 times. When he created Alibaba, it took him around 25 years to get off the ground. So 25 plus years of hard work he put into Alibaba, and now Alibaba is one of the world largest e-commerce company brand in Asia. Jack Ma has a growth mindset because of the sheer resilience that he has put, and he is always open to learning as well. And the fact that kept on applying himself is like learning during his failure days. Every day he used to adapt, he used to change. When you go to Alibaba's website, you will know that how much it has changed. So another example I would like to tell you is about Nokia. So Nokia failed. The owner of Nokia says that we didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. But why did they lost? So on the reverse side of Nike, we have Nokia. There was a time when Nokia was adaptive in the cell phone market. You remember there was a lot of small chota handset Nokia ka. We used to love it because that was sturdy, that was like unbreakable. Battery life was amazing. But down the line, as and when smartphones came in, they didn't adapt to it. So they made phones was not a problem actually. The willingness to adapt was a problem. It has been outraced by Android, iOS, Microsoft, and etc. And it is still sticking, like not still, but they stick to Symbian, which didn't help Nokia in any way. And now we can it has been assumed that Nokia is a failure. So this is what Nokia did. Now they are trying again to come up with in the market and get a stand. But yes. So any questions on Nokia, Nokia or Nike or any company I gave examples on? There is one more example of Netflix. Netflix also evolved themselves. Netflix was initially Blockbuster, where when it was just it was a brick and mortar store. You can go there and used to get CDs, DVDs, and all that. But as time changed, it evolved itself. Now Netflix, we have a lot of consumers for Netflix. Every person know what Netflix is. So they have also evolved themselves. There is one book which is I should recommend you guys to read. That is The Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. That has been written by the owner of Nike, and it has a lot of examples why Nike is one of the best running companies in the world. So now growth mindset, practicing versus reality. What having a growth mindset actually means. So this is very important. Again, I would like to take 3 minutes of your time, and I would like to show you a video.
The term growth mindset has reached buzzword proportions, and its true meaning has become distorted. Research shows that people who believe their talents can be developed through hard work, good strategies, and input from others have a growth mindset. They tend to achieve more than people with a more fixed mindset. That is, those who believe their talents are innate gifts. When companies embrace a growth mindset, their employees feel more empowered and committed. They also receive greater organizational support for collaboration and innovation. In contrast, people at primarily fixed mindset companies report more cheating and deception among employees, most likely to gain an advantage in the talent race. But people have a limited grasp of growth mindset concepts. Here are 3 common misconceptions. The first is the belief that you already have a growth mindset and always have. People often confuse a growth mindset with being flexible, open-minded, or with having a positive outlook. This is a false growth mindset. Everyone is a mixture of fixed and growth mindsets, and that mixture continually evolves with experience. We must acknowledge that a pure growth mindset doesn't exist to attain the benefits we seek. Another belief is that a growth mindset is just about praising and rewarding effort. But the truth is, outcomes matter. It's critical to reward not just effort, but learning and progress, and to emphasize the processes that yield these things, such as seeking help from others, trying new strategies, and capitalizing on setbacks to move forward effectively. Outcomes follow from deeply engaging in these processes. And third, people think that just espousing a growth mindset will make good things happen. For instance, organizations often think they embody a growth mindset by creating mission statements that include lofty values, like growth, empowerment, or innovation. But they mean little to employees if the company doesn't implement policies to make them real and attainable. Organizations that exhibit a growth mindset encourage appropriate risk-taking. They reward employees for useful lessons learned, even if a project does not meet its original goals. They support collaboration across organizational boundaries rather than competition among employees. They are committed to the growth of every member, not just in words, but in deeds. And they continually reinforce growth mindset values with concrete policies. But even if we correct these misconceptions, it's still not easy to attain a growth mindset, in part because we all have our own fixed mindset triggers. Facing challenges, criticism, and being compared with others can push us into insecurity or defensiveness, a response that inhibits growth. Companies that play the talent game make it tough for people to practice growth mindset thinking and behavior, like collaborating, innovating, seeking feedback, or admitting errors. To stay in a growth zone, we must identify and work with these triggers. It's hard work, but if people and organizations deepen their understanding of growth mindset concepts and the processes for putting them into practice, they'll gain a richer sense of who they are, what they stand for, and how they want to move forward.
So this was it on, once again.